Hey everyone, Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister, and I am here with you today with a layout for my creative scrapbook. Now this is using the July kit, which is full of the My Little Celebration or Little Celebrations collection from 49 and Market. And so I was going to scrap this picture of Delilah, and I went into the My Creative Scrapbook cut file section and cut out this cut file of the heart. And so this is what it looks like when you cut it out. And so you can either cut that part out and use it. I popped out all of the inner cuts and glued them onto white. You can see I am doing that here. And so what I did, I can get this off. I didn't glue this part down, but it seems to want to stick. Let me remove all that. And so I just use this as a guide to place all my inners, and then I am pulling that off. And then I will cut around it. And that's what I did here. And then I cut little slits in it. And then I am going to wrap the embossing or embroidery floss that came in the kit into all of the cut lines. And so I might do a little bit more than the cut lines. We'll see how it goes. And so I'm going to have my two hearts. I'm going to have my cute little Delilah picture. And I picked out this background, and so I might use this. I might do white and do some mixed media behind it. I haven't decided for sure. So yeah, I think I've actually done quite a few layouts this month using mixed media. So I might go ahead and use this background pretty much as is. And we will see how it goes. So let's get started. All right, so first of all, I want to finish my hearts since they're going to take up some space on my page. You can see I chose the blue, tealish blue embroidery floss for this, and I'm going to use that for both hearts. I'm just going to show you the one large heart. And yeah, it's really pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. And I am not much of a hand sewer on my layouts, but this was quick and easy right up my alley. And so I'm going to tie this off and tape it off, and boom, done with that one. I'm going to do the other one off camera. I did want to add just a little bit more color to the background, and so I'm using Savage Patina to do that. I'm just going to rub some ink with my applicator in a few different spots. I also am going to use Vintage Photo along the edge. In fact, I've already done that. And then I'm going to ink the edges of my hearts with Savage Patina as well. And that is about it. And so I have her picture there. That I think is how I'm going to proceed as far as my layout design. And so I have a couple flowers left of the dimensional flowers. So I'm going to use them in the centers to cover my holes. And then for my title, I am using one of the stamps that is in the stamp set that comes with the kit that says Your Sunshine. I'm using my stamping platform there as I want to make sure it is nice and straight. My stamping can be a bit haphazard, and so I definitely want to use my tools for this one. And I used two different inks. I used Rusty Hinge and Savage Patina for that title. So I'm going to go ahead and back up my photo. I did most of that off camera. I used a dark gray, and then I used some of the wood plank backing that was in one of the bits and pieces from 49 and Market. And I am going to use that word strip underneath. And now I'm just going to layer on some florals. I have some florals left from the kit, as well as a slide or a viewfinder reel. And so I'm using that there to the left of the bottom heart. And then I'm going to add the other piece I cut off next to my puppy's photo. So at this point, I haven't adhered anything down. I'm really auditioning, but I like the way it's going. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my hearts and go ahead and replicate that design that you saw on the screen previously. So I'm going to go ahead and add this little banner piece that I think is really, really cute. So one of the elements I kind of looked at, but I couldn't get it to work, was the hanging lights. I really think those are really, really cute. So I'll have to save them for another layout, as well as the hot air balloons I thought were really, really cute. So something to look forward to when I go back to this kit when I have a celebration photos to document. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere my flowers. I use the Tim Holtz collage medium to do that. I'm going to go ahead and stick down my little title there and start sticking those florals down. And so I am just putting glue on the centers of the clusters so I can tuck things underneath. Some of these elements I'm putting foam tape on. Some I am just gluing straight to the layout. I really like the pop of that steel blue that these little berries bring, so I'm going to use those in all three of my clusters, as well as some feathers. And so um, just going through, there's that view finder reel, going to have some foliage on top of that. I believe this is my last layout that I am doing for this July kit. And so I am down to bits and pieces, other than those two elements that I mentioned earlier, as well as I didn't use a lot of the like the birthday cake and presents, candles, since I wasn't documenting any of that type of celebration. So I will have those elements as well available to me when I do need to scrapbook a celebration. So I am adding a couple of word strips. One is Live, Laugh, Love, which is there by underneath the title. And then above Delilah's picture, I'm adding a couple of tabs. And then it's all about me, because if you have a puppy, that is the mindset for quite a while. And so but she's a cutie, so we don't mind. Also going to add a couple of tickets, and then I had stamped under her photo this beautiful life, and I did that in frayed burlap. So I am still going to add the slide reel or the viewfinder reel to the right of her photo. I have a couple other little bits and pieces that I have added around her photo. There's that reel. And then I am also using some stars and butterflies um, and the hearts that I have left throughout. So it is splatter time. So I believe I just use white on this layout. And then I also add some white gesso to my flowers. That might have already happened, but I really enjoyed working with this kit. You should definitely check it out, and all the details for my creative scrapbook will be in the description. I so appreciate all of you taking your time to watch this video. If you want to see more in your feed, hit subscribe or like or drop a comment. I appreciate you. Thank you so much and have a great day.